सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्। We are in the 5th chapter and in the 23rd shloka of the 3rd canto. Bhagavaneka ased idamagra atmatmanam vibhuhu. Bhagavan ekaha asa idam agra. All that which we see here right now, Bhagavan, the Lord Supreme, Eka Asa, He was one alone. As He was looking at His own being, सवा एतस्य संद्रष्टुः शक्तिः सदसदात्मिका Maya nama mahabhaga yayedam nirmame vibhuhu. So what did he do? He recognized his own capacities. That which were manifest or which was ready to manifest and that which was not ready to manifest. And he thought, let me play with them. And then he took out all his toys out to play. Now I know one question that will bother us all is, why did he have to do that? What Maitreya ji will say, we will listen to that. My understanding is, next time you come across him, ask him yourself. As long as it is considered with my perspective to look at this world that the Lord has created, He has created and I am a part of it. As long as I am a part of it, I'll make the best of it and have fun like God is having fun. So with his Maya Shakti, the first thing that he took out, the toy, is called the Kala. Kala vrittya tu mayayam gunamayam adhokshajaha. Adhokshajaha, the Lord, took out the Kala. Kala is supposed to be the chakra. Chakra which goes in a cyclic format. I was reading some science book and it had a mention of a theory that time, with all its dimension, from one angle if you look at it, it looks circular. But if you change the angle, it is spiral. Spiral, it goes around, round. Nothing of what happens gets repeated, but when you look at it from a different perspective, it seems to have a repetitive quality. The months repeat, the rutus, the climates repeat. Almost some of the experiences always repeat. So everything seems to be in a repetitive mode. So he took out that Kala. From the 27th to the 37th shloka, he says, what did he do next? We have seen in Taittiriya Upanishad, Akashad Vayuhu Vayoragnihi Agnerapaha Adbhyaha Prithvi Akashat Vayuhu. From the Akasha, he created the Vayu. From the space, he created Vayu. From Vayu, he created Agni. From the Agni, he created Adbhyaha. Adbhyaha, water. From waters, he created earth. Now, unlike what science says that in earth there is water, here it is a little different, wherein they say that it is from waters that the earth was created. Swami Akhandananji Maharaj gives a very beautiful example. He says to understand this is very simple. You are sitting, space is already there because you are there. Now, he didn't mention where, whether outside or inside. So the space was there. Now in that space, when you get up and start walking, that movement in space creates air, vayu. Now as you are walking, your body generates heat and then you perspire. Water is created. And when that water settles down, it becomes dirt, mitti. The earth is created. Now if you can expand this in a cosmic sense, he created these Panchatanmatras. One after the other, he unleashed them. He opened them all up. It's like, imagine that there is a small kid who has got this big toy. You know what they call the Lego? So a box of Lego he got and he ripped it open. Till that time that he ripped it, it was avyakta. After he took it out, it is still in a haphazard pattern. Sometimes they come in like 5,000 bits, 10,000 bits. Only that difference is that in his creation, he had countless bits. Of those, he first took the Tanmatra. The essence of all the Pancha Bhuta that we see, the essence of it is called the Tanmatra. He took the Tanmatra. And from that Tanmatra, he created different elements that could rule upon, guide these Tanmatras and their combinations. So he created various kinds of devas that could take care of each Tanmatra. He is an absolute manager who loves to delegate his job. So he created something and he created a responsible person for that. जाओ तुम उससे you start creating. Now these Tanmatras and the Devas tried everything possible, every possible combination, up, down, left, front, center, middle, everything. Somehow they could not start anything. Nothing could be started. They were all there with them, but they could not create anything. We have seen this kind of a hangama or gadbad within the devas, even in Purusha Sukta. The Lord created these devas and he said, try creating. And they tried and tried and tried, they could not. Why? Because these Panchatanmatras were not, the Panchikarana was not happening. The further processing was not happening. Dejected with their efforts, they turned back to their boss. They said, Sir, O Brahman, though you have created all these and you have asked us to create further, we are not able to do it. Devaha uchuhu. All these devas said to that Supreme Brahman. Now what did they say? Namamate deva padaravindam. Hey Deva, namamaha vayam te padaravindam. Vayam sarve, all of us, are prostrating unto your feet. We don't know how to proceed further. Why did we turn to you? Because it is said that yat shraddhaya shrutva cha bhaktya samsrujyamane hridaye avadhaya. That it is to your feet that all these people who have Shraddha turn to. Shrutva. Shrutavatya, even by hearing, they get a deep sense of devotion unto your feet. It is said by the Bhagavatkars that Shravana is one magical instrument. Why? See, with some yantra or tantra, the person who is doing it gets the benefit. When you do the puja, when you get some puja performed in the temple, so your name, your gotra and other things are taken and things are performed on your behalf, or you perform it on your behalf. So the result goes to you. But in a pravachan, it is said that whether the speaker gets benefit or not, Shrutavatya, those who are listening, just by mere devotional attentive hearing, devotion unto his feet is created in the heart. How does this happen? That is his leela. But just by hearing, the devotion is created. Shrutavatya, they turn unto your feet. Having turned unto your feet, when they attain to that jnana vairagya balena, dhiraha, these great people endowed with patience, attain to you. Now, to such one who is right in front of us, we forgot and we started engaging in trying to find out, but we are lost. We don't know how to do this. Then what did he say? All these devas finally concluded in their prayer saying, Lord, tvam naha svachakshuhu paridehi shaktya, the 50th shloka, Deva kriyarthe yadanugrahanam. We have been trying so hard, but without your anugraha, we have found that we cannot proceed further. Now he is a manager, I told you, very good at delegation. He was a hands-off manager. But when he knew that in his delegation, when they could not achieve it, not to let down, he was a hands-on manager also. He knew how to do it. So what did he do? That is said in the 6th chapter. Kala sangyam tada devim bhibrat shaktim urukramaha trayo vimshati tattvanam ganam yugapada vishat. So all these 23 elements, the Mahat Tattva, Ahankara, Panchabhuta, Panchatanmatra, mind and the 11 Indriyas. Including the mind, the 11 Indriyas. So when you count them, approximately they are 23, right? Are they not 23? Mahat Tattva, Ahankara. 5 Mahabhuta, Panchatanmatra, and then 11 Indriyas including the mind. So 11 plus 10 plus 2, 23. And then he looked at his own Maya Shakti. Now let us pause here because we will be lost without understanding what we are talking about. They are all technical terms. Now when you go into a mechanic class, a BTech or a, what they call it, undergrad mechanical class, you go sit there and you have no introduction. Why take a mechanical? I'll tell you my own experience. I had gone to learn this computer stuff because I was bugged. If something happened, I had to wait for somebody or the other to come and fix it. And that somebody also would take 2-3 weeks, find some time to come and fix it. Until then, not that I would be sitting quiet, I would try all joints, I'll do this, I'll do that, still it would fail. And finally, if that person also was not able to fix it, I found that they all call 1-800 numbers. And when they call 1-800 numbers and as guided by them, so I said, okay, this is very good. I don't need to depend on anybody. There is one dependable number, 1-800. So I called them up. And the language that they spoke did not make any sense. I was living in the apartment downstairs. I said, open your windows. I said, जाओ देखो खिड़कियां नहीं है वहां पे. So I used to ask them, I did really ask them, why do you need my windows open for the computer to start? Because back in India, I'm not kidding, back in India I never had to go deal with computer. In India, computer meant Ganesh Maharaj. Yeah, even now in India we have those big bulky monitors and which has a mouse. So the big bulky thing was like Ganesh ji with a mouse. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, that was the only thing that I knew. I didn't know anything to do with it. So I used to ask, there were many people who were there in the Yuva Kendra or the other people who had to delegate work and they would get it done. I had to just see the proof and then say done. Here it is different. To get the manpower is difficult. So then I went to the computer classes. Chalo, seekh lete. First 2 days what he spoke, nothing went in. Simultaneously I had started taking 4 courses. And he said, the GUI of this system. I said, GUI? ये क्या होता है? And he said, open the FAT file. FAT file? When I started searching for something really bulky. So when you go into some class wherein there is total technical words used, nothing makes sense. So let us pause here to understand the technicality here. At the individual level, if we can understand, maybe at a cosmic level we can grasp what he means it here. At an individual level, each person has a certain amount of creativity in himself or herself. I don't doubt that. So don't give me that. Oh, do we? Some amount of creativity. If not anything else, we are good at creating confusions. That is all. You have to be creative enough to create new confusions. That's why I sometimes wonder at the capacity of some of the leaders. They are very creative in creating new confusions. If you know whom I am talking about. Having that creative power is one thing, and the urge to use that creative power in a productive manner is a second thing. Sometimes you think that you have that creative urge, but your equipment is not good enough to exhibit that creativeness. Like for a long time, I had this strong vasana to learn music, to sing. And the first criteria was because I loved music myself, so that I could hum something or sing something to myself. Second thing, when I saw Guruji and people like that, who they have said that it was when he was 4 or 5 years old, he sat in front of a harmonium and music just came. He started playing. चलो हम भी try करते. I tried here and there, did not succeed. I could not tolerate the pain in the faces of those who had come to attend the lecture when I was singing. So I stopped the attempt there. Found a teacher who willingly tried to teach. 2.5 years we tried. I did not just give up just like that. 2.5 years I tried. If you know Carnatic music, there's a Jatiswara. We had proceeded to that. Normally it is 6 months thing. You come to that level. 2.5 years. And finally she said, I like your enthusiasm, but I have no further enthusiasm to teach. Why don't you stick to your job? Speaking is a good thing that you do. Don't corrupt it with music. Keep those two things separate. So I may have the creative urge, but the equipment may not be suitable enough to express that creative urge. And then there are those creative urges wherein the equipment is also ready. There are more than one creative patterns within one own self. You may be good at one thing, you may be good at another thing. So first you learn that skill. After learning that skill, you start expressing that skillfully so that it is a productive endeavor, a creative endeavor, and it is a positive endeavor. Even the art of speaking, saying few words. Normally when we have a gossip session is one thing. When we get onto the stage and we have to convey a message, and we take the mic, and the first thing that we have to learn is to turn on the mic. Now I have gone through all that. That is why I am saying. First thing that you learn is turn on the mic. 1 or 2 sentences said, then you realize your mic is off. Then you try, tap it everywhere and then try to turn it on. Starting from turning the mic on. And then once the mic is turned on, Are bolo. There was a sentence, there is a thought, there is a concept that you want to convey. To convey that message out to the people, somehow in between the thought processing and the word processing and expressing that word outside, there is this Toastmasters. I have not been there, so sometimes people say that for every ums and ahs and there are people who use these words. What I mean to say is, you know what I mean, those are fillers. Your mind has gone little blank and you need a filler, and then you use little words here and there to fill those gaps. A simple thing to say, convey some concept. So there is a creation process, there is a refining process, and in that refining process, you choose what words to say, how to say them, it is not like you have to say them, just repeat, rattle those words out. You have to say those words with a specific gesture and bhava. Now when I sit on Bhagavad and then start, Maitreya Rishi spoke to Vidura. And Vidura, when he asked this question, Maitreya Ji thought, ask this question, let me answer it. Because Maitreya Ji started answering this question, he went into this concept. This concept of creation, he said there are Pancha Mahabhutas. The Pancha Tattva was created and the Ishvara saw his Maya Shakti. The expression has to have a bhava in it. And then the bhava has to go with the gesture, the body language has to go with it. Like there was Swamiji who had come here, who is learning English. And there are certain words that certain sentences that I taught him. And his bhava is okay, but the body gesture doesn't go with it. And sometimes it leads to a different meaning than what it was intended to lead to. And after learning that, he says, oh, this is why people do this kind of body gesture. I thought they were all meaningless. No. Then I had to explain it in his language. That when we say this is the kind of gesture that we use. Now I get it. So there is, in giving just a simple word, simple sentence out, there are so many things that have to go in to create one sentence to convey a meaning. There's so much of processing. Similarly, for this creation, Lord has his Shaktis. And the Lord has his Shaktis, and these Shaktis are called his Maya Shakti. Maya, because we cannot count it. We cannot fathom to calculate his powers. Ya Ma Sa Maya. That which is very difficult to calculate is his Shakti. And that Maya Shakti, he has various kinds of Shaktis. Probably to bring it down to our understanding, you can create groups. One Shakti is called Ichha Shakti. The creative urge. Ichha Shakti. The second one is called Jnana Shakti. That creative urge is backed up with thorough processing with complete clarity and understanding. And then that which is so well processed expresses out in a kriya, in a form of an act. That is Kriya Shakti. We also have that, but in different proportions. Normally we have Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, blank, there is no bridging agency there. Jnana Shakti is absent. I have given you this example earlier. Sometimes people take me to a restaurant. After taking me into the car, they go out, they are on Davenport, they have already taken a direction, and then they say, Swamiji, kahan chalna hai? Ichha Shakti to go to a restaurant. Kriya Shakti, you are already in the car. The Jnana Shakti should have been, before you get into the car, you decide which direction to take. And then there is an ambiguous answer. Anywhere is fine. As ambiguous the situation, the answer is also ambiguous. And then there are proposals, there are things which are rejected. मैकडोनल्ड चलना है, सबवे चलना है, नहीं. You finally arrive. And then, by then you are already halfway at the other direction, you change. And then do. Don't you do the same thing? Expand it to different examples, different situations. We have Jnana Shakti, but there is no Ichha Shakti. When you can meet elderly people. Even Jambavan was the same thing, right? He had Jnana Shakti. He said, when Hanumanji, when everybody, all of them gathered there, and Sampati said that I can see very clearly that Sita ji is in that particular island. The first one to speak was Jambavan. He was the oldest of them all. He was there even in the Satya Yuga. And he continued to be in Dwapar Yuga also. Because his own daughter gets married to Krishna, Jambavati. Very old. The first thing he says, when Trivikrama, the little Vatu, took that big step on the earth, I went around the globe, taking pradakshina around that feet 7 times. I said, wow, so we have a person, candidate who is ready to go there. But you know, I have become weak. I may not be able to go half the distance. So he has Jnana Shakti, but he doesn't have neither the Ichha Shakti nor the Kriya Shakti. So when you meet old people, they say, if I were you. Believe me, been there, done that. If I were you, I would do this. And the younger generation feels, if I were you is a wrong statement. You are not me. You don't understand the situation. You belong to a different century. I was very polite there. I should have said different millennium. So they have Jnana Shakti, but there is no Ichha Kriya Shakti. So we miss one of them. But in God, in that Supreme Ishvara, there is Ichha Shakti. The moment he cognizes his Shakti, he becomes Ishvara. And with his, these 23 tattvas, a module is formed, conceived, that this is how the creation should be. You could say cookie cutter. The first blueprint was created, first release, which had everything in them. That was called the Virata. Virata is somebody who is the cosmic form of this universe. That cosmic form of universe has everything. The lower 7 lokas, the upper 7 lokas, all kinds of creatures, all kinds of beings, and a world for them to experience different experiences. Everything is there in that, along with the presiding deities. Chandrama manaso jataha, chaksho suryo ajayata, mukhadindraschagnischa. Manas is related to the Chandrama. From the Chandrama came the Manas. That is why we find a relation between mind and the moon. When there is a full moon, you find that people are normally hyperactive. Full. And they might be hyperactive, they will be extra hyperactive. When there is a new moon or no moon, when there isn't, and they are all depressed. जब दिल ही टूट गया, kind of situation. Feel everything low. Why is this life like this? Mechanical at all, a boring life. से चंद्रमा मनस हो जाता है, चक्षोः सूर्यो अजायत. Surya, the Lord Sun, is the one who gives us light and heat. In the presence of light alone, that the eyes can function. I was giving a lecture somewhere and I just said this. I think it was in LA. This gentleman comes and asks, what about if you wear a night vision goggles? There is no light, right? Have you used a night vision equipment? You see them in the video cameras, handycams, camcorders. It is not that distinct, it is not that clear. The movement is ascertained. There also some kind of light is used to ascertain the movement. The eyes function in the light, and from that Surya came these eyes. Mukhad indrascha agnischa. From the mukha, Agni, the mukha, the mouth came forth. There are two aspects of it, as a karmendriya, as a jnanendriya. Without the heat in its proper condition, you cannot taste anything better. If you go to India, these Udupi hotels, Udupi restaurants or somewhere, whether you order for rasam, sambar or anything, they are so hot that virtually you can find no difference. That is a trick actually. They must have read through Purusha Sukta. They are doing the upasana of Purusha Sukta there. Then when you speak, it generates heat. Even when you speak, that's why they say a heated discussion. You want to use that word? So all these are included in the masterpiece that was created by the master. Masterpiece because it is a master's piece. The first piece is the Virata, which includes everything, excludes nothing. That is the Virata. From that Virata comes out the other samples. So now he helped these devas to do the processing of all these tanmatras and everything that he had as a raw material into creating one big masterpiece, Virata. Having created that, all devas were happy now. Why? One module was there. To replicate it was easy. As they were replicating it, God, or that Supreme, took each form that was created and got himself embedded into each system. So we are all embedded systems. That because of which this whole combination of body, mind and intellect function is that principle of supreme functioning. Now so far is a very clean flow. But after the embedded system is created, there is an anomaly, there is a virus that gets into the process. And what is the virus? An erroneous perception that the instruments is my own self. Because of ignorance and close proximity to these instruments, we consider ourselves as these instruments. So there is this ego, ahankara born, along with the doership and the enjoyership. Now as the doer and enjoyer keep doing for enjoying certain thing, expecting certain results, the karma chakra begins. Now in this karma chakra, when the creation starts, and when the kala starts, the creation starts. For this creation, let's take an example. Those jivas who were in the earlier kala chakra, when they were absorbed in the end of the creation, their impressions are still there. Those impressions are redistributed to those systems, and then they start on from there. It is something like sleep. When we sleep, do all our impressions go away? How good would it be, right? Every day we sleep and wake up with a clean slate. No. When we sleep, all the impressions go back, and when we wake up, all the impressions come out. Now when you wake up and then find, where did these all impressions come from? The whole night I was sleeping. उससे पहले कुछ किया था. They are the continue forward of that particular thing which you left. It's on a pause, not on a period. They continue from where you had paused. Or else imagine what would have happened. Even today, we would have been learning A for apple, B for boy, C for cat. In the morning, and somebody asks, A, ho gaya hai? Because you have to relate to it, and that impression stays back even though you sleep. Similarly, when that cosmic Virata in which everything exists withdraws from this creative urge, takes a nap. When he takes a nap, it is called Yoga Nidra, or it is called Pralaya. When we take a nap, it is called Laya or Nidra. Nidra, Tandra, born out of Tandra, laziness. And then all these people come out. Ato bhagavato maya mayinam abhimohini yastvayam chatma vartmatma naveda kimuta pare. Maitreji says, it is so difficult to find the source away from this Maya Shakti that sometimes, even in the beginning, Brahmaji found it difficult. The Creator himself found it difficult. Kimuta apare, what about you and me? Now Vidurji patiently heard all this. He was a bright intellect. So when he heard this whole questions, this whole concept, Vidurji starts now in the 7th chapter. He says, Vidura uvacha Brahman katham bhagavataha chinmatrasya vikarinaha leelaya chapi yujjeran nirgunasya gunah kriyaha. One thing I don't understand, O Maitreji, when you explain this whole concept, logically it seems okay. But, so Maitreji knew where he was going. Because if you are paying attention, these are the questions that should come in our mind also. If, so Vidurji says, O Brahman, Maitreya Rishiji, Bhagavataha Chinmatrasya, he is pure consciousness. If I have understood it right, you explained that Supreme to be pure consciousness. Where did these vikaras, modifications come from? And then he says, you say that he is nirguna, where did this guna and kriya come? I can understand. Kridayam udyamaha अर्भस्य कामः च क्रीडिशायन्तः. If there is a small arbhakah, the small kid, the moment he sees toys, he feels that joy. I have got something to play with now. But the one who is svatruttasya, the one who is content with his own self, in his own self, katham nirvritasya sadayantaha. How did he end up tracking all these things? And the one who in any kind of situation, kala, desha, never forgets his own self, how did he happen to forget this? Whatever you call it Leela, Maya, whatever you call it. If you were a Texan, you would have said, what you may call it. Whatever you call it. Whatever. That is what Vidurji says here. I am just putting it in language that we understand. And that one supreme, if we consider that he is in expanse of this universe, he is a Sakshi in all. How did he forget that? Whether you call it Durbhagya or ignorance, how would that even happen? Maitreya Rishiji says, Baba, understand his Maya and his Shakti in the right tone. He says, Seyam Bhagavato Maya yanna ye na virudhyate Ishwarasya vimuktasya karpanyamuta bandhanam yadarthena vinamushya pumsa atma viparyayaha pratiyata upadrashtuhu swasharira chedana yatha jale chandramasaha kampadis tatkrito gunaha. Yatha, you are watching the moon. There is this beautiful sequence in Ramayana when Sri Ramchandraji asked Dasharatha to give him the moon. What do you want to play with, my son? He said, I want that moon. When kids ask, they can ask for anything. And Dasharatji very intelligently said, quickly I'll arrange for it. So he did not put a net and put it in the snare and pull it down. I said, go play with it. So what did he do? He brought one big tray, big plate of water and adjusted it in such a way that Ramji could see the reflection. And Ramji was happy with that reflection. So goes the story. Now if there is a disturbance in that waters, how would that moon appear? Disturbed, shattered sometimes, broken into pieces. Really, this moon which is out there in the space, does it get broken, shattered into pieces? It is only the reflection that feels that. Once in the ashram, we were like on each floor, we were 12 brahmacharis and 2 bathrooms and 2 toilets to use. And probably in the first 3 months we were very vigorous in going out to the meditation class. If it was 4:30 we were all ready, we were in the temple. As you know, as things get settled down, we start knowing the trick of the trade. If you had to be there at 5 o'clock, 5 to 5, imagine all 12 wake up. In 5 minutes, The toilet, the bathroom, the sink and the mirror, everything gets used. Of course, in the brahmachari section, the mirror was not much of an importance. देखने के लिए कुछ था ही नहीं. Because we get the mundan done every 15 days, 20 days once, and there is one choti. And choti you cannot see in the mirror. So everything is clean. And after a 3 months practice, you know where exactly to put your chandan. And sometimes it was convenient to just put these 3 rekhas, which doesn't require any preparation. Just put. The 3 lines are there. One day, while I was standing near that mirror, finding some gap, some clean space to look and put some, I think I had put chandan, I had to put kumkum. A little breeze went through that corridor and the mirror was shaking delightfully. For a fraction of a second, I thought I was moving. For a fraction of a second, because the reflection that I saw was moving. The moment I see the reflection, what is it that moves? There are 2 answers. Either that medium in which that reflection is could be moving, or that which is being reflected could be moving. But so far the practice has been that the moment you see reflection, you don't see the reflection but you see yourself. So the identity is of yours. So for a fraction of a second I felt as though I moved. I checked, I am not moving. So what was moving was the mirror. Hence the abhasa, the feel that I was moving. Now from the supreme standpoint, what is the creation? Creation is mere reflection like in the cosmic level. In the cosmic level, if you take the Virata and in intellect, these whole things are moving. Now that which is in the intellect, is it a creation? Now where are we all? According to this discussion, we are all in the thinking process, the intellect of that Supreme. All that we have to understand, that I am that consciousness and not the process. It is not as easily ascertained as said. Now Vidura, unlike us, got the point. He says, Sanchinnaha samshayo mahyam tava sukta asina vibho. Suukta asina vibho, with your good words as sharp as a razor's edge, cut asunder my doubt in that one regard. But as you have said, he puts everything in a very concise one shloka. As you have said, that this whole creation is like an appearance, but is not an appearance. It is only with our wrong identity we think that the appearance is real. He says, Maitreya Rishiji, I have got the point. And he makes a very beautiful statement. When you read his Niti Sukta, Niti Shastra in Mahabharata, you can understand how smart this Vidurji is. And you find the glimpses of his brilliance here. He says in the 17th shloka, Yascha mudhatamo loke, yascha buddhe param gataha, tau vubhau sukhamedhete, klishyanti antaritaha janah. See, there are 2 kinds of people in this world who are happy. Who are they? Mudhatamaha. Those who are ignorant to the core. solid mass of homogeneous ignorance. Unfragmentable ignorance. They are happy in what they are. The second one, buddhehe paramam gataha. The one who is of a sharp intellect, who has understood this particular trick. But the majority in this world, as you see, O Maitreya ji, is of neither category. They are somewhere in between. Others, other janaha, klishyanti. They are terribly tortured with this confusion. And he says that all these Mahatmas, Buddhiman people, now the definition of Buddhiman by Vidurji, he says, are those people who have unwavering devotion unto that Sri Hari, and they can go through their experiences without being shattered by the experience. Such one is the intellectual one. Such one is the intelligent one. If we get shattered, what does it mean? You decide. According to Vidurji, you decide. But in this universe, explain to me the further processing of how all these different varnas, different ashramas, different lineages, and all these have come into place, and we are as where we are, and how do we, tell me a process, how do we get out of this whole gamut of plurality? Now Vidurji asks about every single thing that we have to know. That which can be applied by anybody who can, to put it in our words, it is something which has to be user friendly. Don't tell me too much of processing to get out of it, because I am already klesha grasta. I am already sorrow and misery filled life mine. I am already confused in different other processings. I don't need to add on another processing of confusions wherein I get carried away. So please tell me something which is doable, something which is easy, something which is comfortably doable. Maitreya ji, looking at the continuous questions, he says, okay, since now that you have asked this particular question, let me tell you of the story. This is one good thing about Bhagavata, is whenever there is a question asked, there is a story to tell about. So Maitreya ji says, he again ascertains, saying, Baba, you are Yama himself. In your earlier life you are Yama and now you are Vidura because of Shapa. Not that you do not have clarity. It is through these questionings that the posterity will have clarity in such questions. So what happened? In the Patala Loka, there is this Sesh Bhagavan. And he, Bhagavan Sankarshana as he is called, Sesh Bhagavan, he is there with his 1,000 hoods. He is supposed to have Sahasra Phana. He is having 1,000 hoods. On whom rests Narayana. So in Patala Loka, under his guidance, everybody, all the Nagaloka, Nagakanyas and everybody, Nagaloka, everybody were happy. Sanaka Sanandana Sanadana. these four Brahmaputras, Manasaputra, they reached. And they offered their prostrations to this Sankarshana Bhagavan. And one good thing about this Sanat Kumaraha is, wherever they go, they don't indulge into gossips. Bhagwan Sankarshan, आपके लोक में क्या चल रहा है? What is happening in your part of the world? They are not interested. They are least interested in any kind of gossips. The first thing they ask is, Oh Bhagavan, you are the one in whom or on whom Lord Narayana sleeps. You see all this world getting created and merged back. You tell us more about how does he do it. So to such Sanat Kumara, who had asked these questions, our Seshanagji starts speaking. You have to remember the sequence now. Who is telling the story? And always you have to focus on the Vakta and the Shrota. First set of Vaktas and Shrotas are Suta and the Rishis, Shaunakadi Rishis. In reference, he gives about Shukadevji and Parikshit. Because Shukadevji was asked by Parikshit about what happened to Vidura, so he talks about in between Uddhavji guiding Vidura to Maitreya. So that Vidura asked a question to Maitreya. Third set of speakers, speaker and listener. Now in explaining the doubt of Vidura, Maitreya Rishi talks about Sankarshana, Seshanagji and Sanat Kumara. Is the sequence clear? Suta and Shaunaka, Shuka Parikshita, Maitreya Vidura, and the fourth one being Seshanag and Sanat Kumara. Now to such Sanat Kumara, he says, Lord, after having completed his one cycle of creation and maintenance, he withdrew from all creation and went into his Yoga Nidra. While he is in his Yoga Nidra, this is somewhere in the 9th, 10th shlokas. While he is in the Yoga Nidra, it is found that not that his jnana goes to Nidra, it is his activity that goes to Nidra. His jnana is always there. In that jnana, all these activities come back, merge back. And he was sleeping. He withdrew all the Sukshma Sharira of all this creation into himself and then went into Yoga Nidra. There is one beautiful aspect that was mentioned in the 11th shloka. It says, Kalatmikam Shakti Mudirayanaha. He kept his Kala Shakti awake. Rest all he withdrew. Because when the next creation time comes, he should wake up and start creating it. So even Narayana set up an alarm system. So who had the first alarm system? Lord Narayana himself. Mahanarayana had the alarm system. So he kept his Kala Shakti outside so that it could keep a watch on the time. See, it is okay to have an alarm. That's what I felt when I was reading it. Because he kept his Kala Shakti. And how much time did he have his Yoga Nidra? Chaturyuganam Sahasram. Chaturyuganam Sahasram. The time that takes one cycle of 4 yugas times 1000. That much time he withdrew. And that is to relate in our time frame. Because in his time frame, you have heard of that joke, right? Wherein this devotee goes to the Lord and says, "Oh Lord, they say that all money is like a penny for you, and all time is like a second for you. In your terms, give me a penny." The Lord said, "Wait a second. His time frame is different. In our words, what is his time frame? Chaturyuganam sahasram. Now when this time had come, from his nabhi came out a kamala. From the space came out the kamala. And in that kamala was sitting Brahmaji. On the karnika, on the seat of the kamala was sitting Brahmaji. As the kamala grew out of the waters of deluge, up above, all alone standing bright, Brahmaji sitting all alone in that kamala. And he started looking, where am I? He looked onto his right direction and there was a head in that direction. He looked onto his left direction, he had a head on that side. He wanted to look behind, he had a head on the back side. And he wanted to look up. He was looking down from any side, he could look down. And looking up, he had another head. So Brahmaji normally has, and when he was born, he had 5 heads. It was only later that one head got removed. And there was a plastic surgery done. So this Chaturanana was born. And then he started thinking, Kaha yeshaha? What is all this? Who am I? Why am I born with this funny forehead thing? Imagine the processing. 4 different sets of head, 4 different sets of ears, from all over, all directions, nothing to look at. Poor fellow. He strained and strained into the darkness to find some clue of what I am, who I am, where I am. Then finally it clicked. That this kamala is coming from somewhere, right? It should have its roots somewhere. So he took a miniature form and went into the stalk of that kamala, that lotus, deep down, almost to the Nabhi area. And since it was dark all around, in the stalk it will be dark also. He didn't find anything. He came out, came outside. And then when he came outside, he started very seriously thinking about this, thinking about the fact of why am I here, who am I, what am I supposed to do, and what am I? And in his deep thinking, all his agitations stopped. He did not sleep, as would be our case, right? When we have a serious issue on hand, sometimes the best solution is sleep. That's why they say, I have to sleep over it. I can't handle the stress any further, I sleep over it. So Brahmaji, who was sitting there, who was trying to contemplate on that one topic of who am I, why am I, what am I supposed to do, where am I, all his agitation stopped. And when his agitation stopped, in that nischala bhava, because he had 5 heads now, I should say, in his 5 heads there was nischalata. There was no movement. In that nischalata, he had the vision of Narayana. And a page full of directions to reach Narayana. When he reached to the place where Sri Narayanji was sleeping, and this is the description of the firstborn, Brahmaji of Narayana, very beautifully given in the 25th through 33rd shloka. Ayamato vistaratah swaman dehena lokatraya sangrahena vichitra divyabharanan shukanam kritashriyapashriyata veshadeham. Pleasantly sleeping, because in the darkness he could not see he did not focus first on the Seshanagji, and he was a witness of all these things happening. He could see what Brahmaji was going through, but Brahmaji could not see. And he reached to Narayana. He says, this is the one that I saw in my vision. And the moment he saw, what did he focus on? He saw that the Lord was sleeping very peacefully in that Sesha Shayana. Mukhena lokarti harasmitena. How is his mukha? Loka arti hara. By just looking at that pleasant face, all your worries, all your anxieties, all your sorrows vanish. Loka arti hara. Sometimes when a child is sleeping, they look so pleasant and so cute. Then when you look at their face, at least for a moment, all your worries suddenly vanish. And looking at whose face, your face gets a smile. Have you not got that experience? Your own kids, when they wake up, Arey baap re baap. When they are asleep, how peaceful, how innocent, how cute they look. And it was Narayana himself, whose face was Lokarti Hara. And then he says, as his eyes were moving from the face, he saw that from his ears the kundala were hanging, moving gently. The kundala was hanging on his ears. Parisphurat kundala manditena. And that kundala also had a glow. And one of the commentators says that it is probably because they are associated with Narayana that the kundala also got a glow. And then he says, this is a very beautiful description here. How is his smile? He says, red lips, behind which sometimes you find white glowing teeth. And that red lips were, always in a smile. And looking at that, Brahmaji was like, for a moment, there was nothing in his mind happening, but he was just being there, enjoying the presence of Bhagavan. Then he saw that on his chest were different kinds of malas. Kadamba kinjalka pishanga vasasa swalankritam mekhalaya nitambe harena chananta dhanena vatsa shri vatsa vakshastala vallabhena. So there were different kinds of hara. Some was the kadamba, some was vanamala, and on his chest was the kaustubhamani. which was shining. And then, it's such a beautiful meditative shlokas that you just close your eyes and feel like meditating on these shlokas. And Maitreyi says, "Hey Vatsa, it was such a beautiful present Shobha of the Lord that he saw the Sri Vatsa Chihna on his chest. Just below the Kaustubha Mani on his chest, right in the middle, is a Shri Chakra. Some people say it was a birthmark kind of a thing that was embedded into the skin. There was a beautiful arrangement on the skin. And then he saw that the Lord, he smelt. There was this chandana, as though there was like a forest of sandalwood. He was smelling of chandana. Our Lord has a cologne, chandana cologne. Probably he didn't have to wear any cologne. His normal smell was chandana. When you go to the canine department, they say that everybody has a certain kind of smell. And what was the Lord smelling of? He was smelling of chandana. Then he saw that his bhujadanda, his shoulders were enveloped with different kinds of ornaments, embedded with different kinds of ornaments. And again somebody very beautifully says, Brahmaji might have thought, wish I could look at Narayana as he is. These ornaments are disturbing me from looking at him. But even those ornaments had their own beauty. And then he says that he looked at his long hands. And the tip of his fingers, the nails, were shining as though they were like the Ardha Chandrama, like the half crescent moon. Probably Lord had done some French manicure or something, it was so bright. Just to give you an idea what it could be. How would it look like the Chandrama, half crescent? The tips were well made. Probably they had, what do you call it here? Hair and nails. And he used to have his pedicure, manicure done. And his nails were well done and it was shining. And the hands were like a lotus. The hands were well shaped. Bhujadanda. And then, as he looked around, where is Narayana sleeping? He saw that it was leading, the whole thing was like a bed, and it was leading to a trunk-like thing which was expanding. He took his head up and saw, and there was somebody watching him. And how was he? Thousand-headed. Thousand-headed. On each head there was a kirita. There was a crown. And those jewels on the crown were emitting that beautiful light, in whose light he was watching Narayana. And to enjoy this poetry, you'll have to just imagine being there as Brahma, watching it as Brahma is watching it. And how was this? It was like Parvatakara, a huge Parvata. And then around the Lord were this, his Astra and Shastra hanging in mid-air, rotating around the Lord. His chakra, his gada, his bow and arrow and everything were there hanging. So he didn't have to have a closet to keep them. They were just there, protecting the Lord. Now, looking at such Narayana, Brahmaji gives a very beautiful, eloquent prayer that comes in the 9th chapter. He first introduces himself. I don't know who I am, but I thought I got myself on the Kamala. From where I got your vision and directions to reach you, I have reached you. That is who is me. And I have been given an instruction that I have to create the universe, but I don't know who I am. I don't know what I have to do. Before doing that, I should know what I am before I start creating. 5 times confused. You know 5 times confused why? 5 heads. 5 times confused I have reached unto your feet. O Lord, without you, nothing seems to happen. And this Brahmaji is called the Swayambhu, because he just came out of Swayam Bhavati, the one who appeared all by himself. Of course, with the blessings of the Lord. And he praises the Lord, saying that you are the one without whose Shakti probably I would not have gotten this peace. Now with your own blessings, I would have the knowledge to create. O Lord, so open your eyes to bless me. And Maitreya Rishi says that this stotra of Brahmaji, if repeated by us all regularly, how regularly you decide. When they mean regularly, daily. Regularly, all kinds of tapa are gone from that seeker's mind. Such powerful is because he is the Adi Kavi, the first poet who has praised the Lord. This is the Adi Kavya, the first poetry on the Lord. Now Bhagavan, who was hearing this, turned towards Brahmaji and caught hold of his hands, assuring him. If you look at it other way, this was the first handshake. So when he looked at Brahmaji, he shook his hand and said, "Howdy buddy, kaise ho?" And then he reassured him, "You have come to the right place." And what does he call him? He calls him Veda Garbha. It is not that I have to teach you any knowledge. All that which is required by you is in you already. Veda Garbha, it is there in you. Now he is the prototype and we are made out of it for whatever we are supposed to do in whichever condition or situation. There is nothing else to seek. It is all in here. Now remember, when you send your kids to a field trip or some picnic or to the Labor Day camp that you send your kids to, when you pack their luggage, does it not include everything? It includes all the things that they require, more than what they require. You have their snack ready, you have their things that they would love. Everything is packed into it and given so that it will be comfortable for them. Now if you and I can take care of our kids with such concern, when the Lord creates us, do you think He will not create enough room for sending us with all the things that we are required for? Only thing we don't recognize. He says, Baba, when I have created you with all the things that are necessary for you. Only thing you have to realize it yourself. Probably he was saying no free lunch. Go figure. Go do tapascharya. And it is my promise that I will take care of you. And why did I select you? Because in creation which requires so much of Rajo Shakti, you are the one who are capable of being in that Rajasic Shakti and not being influenced by it. You are the most Sattvika of the creation. And that is the reason creation has been given to you. Imagine if Lord Brahma himself gets carried away by his own creation. It will be a terrible thing. We create a nuclear bomb and now we want everybody to sign that. What is that paper called? What is it? Non-proliferation. Create kiya. And then now you want everybody to not use it. It's a terror. Because you can be influenced by it. One loose head sitting there can just press it and it's gone. The amount of warheads there, it can kill around 8 billion or 10 billion creatures. How many are we? 6 billion. So it can annihilate more than what we are. Probably it can annihilate to such a condition wherein there is nothing left. So you are the one who are right candidate for this. Some information on the side. Do you know who is going to be the next Brahmaji for the next Kalpa? It is Hanumanji. He is the Bhavishyat Chaturanana. He is the next Kalpa's Brahma. I have started worshipping him right from now. अभी से पटाके रख लो. So the next time, if by then we don't make it, in the next Kalpa, we are on good books of Hanumanji. They will remember, oh, you did that? Okay. So extra blessings. Your file will get forwarded pretty soon. It will be contrary to what Narayana is saying. You will not be influenced by your own creation. You will not be influenced by the Rajasic Shakti with which you create. And that is the reason you have been selected. Meaning what? All these other gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and all the other forms, to Varuna, Yama, Agni, Indra, are all positions. And they have a tenure for one Kalpa. Chatur Yuga Sahasra. This Chatur Yuga, 1000 times cycle is one Kalpa. To such one Kalpa, there is one position created. And the creator stays for that long. Like the president here has how many years? 5 years. 4 years. It is for 4 years. Right. They can take 2 terms, which makes it 8 years. They can be impeached. Okay. Yeah, they can be impeached. Even Indra can be impeached. He has taken off his position and somebody else was appointed. So there are all these jivas who are qualified to become that. And Narayana says, now you take that appointed post. Now Brahmaji said, of all of them, you are the chosen one. Because you are not influenced by anything. Now go, create this universe. Thus blessed Narayana to Brahmaji. Having received that blessings, Brahmaji created. Now Vidurji says, Maitreji, do not forget to explain what all he created. And also, all those lists of questions that I had earlier asked, Do not forget them. Maitreyi says, yes, Baba, I will, but tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti.